Well, hello again. We've been unpacking the acronym SEEDS in order to find ways of keeping healthy body, soul, and spirit during COVID. And today we're looking at D for diet. Now, before you roll your eyes and go, not diet again, I want to introduce you to the beautiful Wendy Stuart-Smith, who is a university lecturer and a dietitian. Good morning, Wendy.
Good morning, Anne.
Hey, Wendy, we joke about COVID kilos, but for some of us, it's no longer a joke. So can you tell us why we need to keep healthy during COVID?
Yeah, look, there are lots of benefits of keeping a healthy weight and eating a healthy diet. For starters, you're more likely to feel better about yourself, which is extra important at the moment. And if your diet goes downhill by maybe eating too much comfort foods or eating fast foods, you may get more than enough calories, but you might be missing out on some vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients. And before you start thinking you can make this up with a vitamin tablet, you need to understand that they are way less helpful than good food and can at times be quite dangerous. Now, with all the stress we're feeling in this lockdown, healthy eating and maintaining a healthy weight can also help reduce that risk of mental health issues, as well as keep your immune system at its peak. So that means that if you do end up with an infection, even COVID, you're less likely to get really sick. And we think about moving on to lockdown finishing, going back to work and enjoying all those social events again. It's going to be way harder to lose that weight than this process of gaining it. Do you really want to have to source a new wardrobe or go through the hassle of trying to lose weight? It's a good motivator to help us eat well now. Then we think the longer term, and I'm thinking, 10, 20 years down the track. Short-term indulgence during lockdown, sadly, has the potential to rob you of your long-term health and mobility if you do gain a lot of weight. Being overweight will, in the long term, put you at an increased risk of lifestyle conditions, things like diabetes and heart disease, arthritis, and other conditions.
Wow. Well, that's a great motivation to keep healthy, but give us some tips of how we can do that during COVID.
Sure. All right. Firstly, enjoy your food. We don't have a lot of social stuff at the moment. Enjoy your food. But take a good look at yourself if you are gaining weight and ask yourself, are you exercising less? Are you eating more? Or have you changed the type of food you're eating to the more energy-dense comfort foods? If the answer is more food, particularly those comfort foods, then think about the what and why you are eating these foods. If you do decide to eat them, take a break, really enjoy them, and think about maybe a smaller portion. We also know that when we're bored, we often eat. So think about better things you can do with your time, such as going for a walk or calling a friend. Second tip is to keep some routine in your life, particularly around meal times. Eating is a social event, and social events are pretty darn scarce at the moment. So set the table, eat with the family, or perhaps have a Zoom dinner with some friends. At lunchtime, if you're working from home, stop your work, take a break from the screen, and actually enjoy your lunch. Third tip is that before you go shopping, plan your meals, make a list, and stick to it. Plan some of your favourite meals or your fake away meals, and rather than getting into a rut, and maybe experiment with some new foods and cuisines that you've not cooked before. If you're a novice, there's plenty of YouTube videos that you can look at, and there's plenty of recipe websites. You just need to take care with the recipes that have got lots of things like coconut cream, oil, cheese, butter, added sugar or fatty meats in them, and maybe do some subs. And the main meal recipes are often a bit light on vegetables, so add a few more in. Mm-hmm. One of the things we do is to regularly walk the 5-kilometre round trip to the local produce market and focus on the fresh and whole foods. And that avoids a lot of those temptation foods. If you go to the supermarket, think about shopping around the perimeter and limiting your access to those more processed foods in the middle of the store.
Oh, that's great. That's some great advice there, Wendy. Thank you. I'm just very curious, do you ever indulge?
Well, you got me on that one. Yeah, look, dietitians are not the food police, and there is a place for what we call sometimes foods, but it really is about keeping them sometimes. As an example, throughout this whole lockdown period, I've been having Zoom Devonshire teas with some girlfriends. There's always some clotted cream to go with my homemade lemonade scones, but it's a small pot. When it's gone, it's gone. And I only make half or even quarter batch of scones. So there's not much left over after we do that. And we also enjoy supporting our local businesses and doing a weekly takeaways. So my suggestion is to be kind to yourself. None of us is perfect. If you have a bad day or an overindulgence, it's not the end of the world. Think about what happened to cause this and what strategies might help this in the future. Make an appointment with a dietitian if you need for some support and guidance, but remember, what you put in your mouth today is going to influence your body and your health in the future.
Wow, thank you, Wendy. Lots of gold in what you've said. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
And everyone, happy eating, happy healthy eating. Bless you.